Okay, what up, internet? It took me an uncontrollable amount of time to find a tier list maker that doesn't require me to have fucking Twitter or some cringy app or whatever or some weird sign in. But we are here to give my very biased, objectively right view. The audio might be a little fucked up because I'm at a weird angle. I don't know what even website this is. It's probably Pingwig. I got all these pictures from Distro Watch. Thank you, Distro Watch. You're awesome. I love you. Not really the most biggest editor, so let's get into it. So first, I guess to be neutral, we're gonna have S through F. F obviously being the worst, and S being, based. So, but let's start in the middle. We're gonna pick, tempoOS, the very based operating system, and I'm gonna give it a B. I've used most of these either as my daily driver, is just testing. So whatever I say is objectively right, and I am not wrong. So tempoOS, woo, B, awesome, based, very usable. Its own edit maker did a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, and a lot of things in general. He just existed. RIP, loved it. If you can run tempoOS, especially Holy C, on your operating system, on your hardware, very based. God tier almost. All right, on to the next, because my attention span. Let us go with another one, Rebecca Black OS. Considerably the most secure operating system, a little unknown fact. I'm not going to redo all that. I'm going to give it a D because of the logo. I'm not even going to lie. I don't like it. They could have done better. Secure, based on Debian. Also based, but, Next we have Ubuntu Satanic Edition. If you actually don't use Ubuntu Satanic Edition, I don't know what to tell you. It's Ubuntu, but the better version. I mean, it's pure actually reflection of Canonical, to be honest. I'm going to give it a D because it's by Canonical, and it's Ubuntu based. C. I'm going to give it a C because they changed it for, they showed the true colors. This is actually the real Ubuntu. Any Ubuntu that you're using is a copy of this. Time to go to one of the most based, and I used for a very long time, Solus. Holy shit. There we go. Solus, beautiful. I'm gonna give this an A because I ran it on my laptop for a very long time. I know it's like they did it from LFS. I'm working on something from LFS. It's pretty awesome. I love it. Big fan. I know I had some drama and some issues or whatever, pee pee poo poo. Not the point. My objective opinion is it is an A, not an S, but an A. LFS. Pretty based. Now we're gonna go to the spicy tailsOS. This is an S tier. This is automatically an S tier. No matter what you think, what you know, S tier. Dark web boys, If you know, you know. Tails, you don't even need to understand Tails. Tails is probably one of the best operating systems for security, in my opinion. I know there's other ones that some people like think that are better. I mean, let's say like Cubes. Cubes is pretty awesome, but you know, it's not the most fun to set up. Tails are just fucking throwing a flash drive. Throwing a flash drive and it's over. Like, you know. And you can make it persistent if you really want to. So Cubes, I'm doing an A. Tails, better. Cubes, too much. Like for an average like user, complicated. And I don't like Q's actually. Like the letter Q makes me uncomfortable. Gen 2. Fuck Gen 2. I am a Gen 2. I'm putting Gen 2 in F. See, Gen 2 is so bad, and I'm not a fan. I don't like the compile times. It took me like a month to even boot my operating system. Alpine. Hell yeah. I love Alpine. Super lightweight. I like lightweight distros. Sometimes, you know, bloat is bad. Alpine's S tier with the desktop, along with Hannah Montana OS. It is actually the most powerful operating system. Actually, little known fact. Hackers have been known to use Hannah Montana OS. It's, you know, people say get boot up the Kali OS. I say Hannah Montana OS. If you're not using it, you know, go fuck yourself. But speaking of Gen 2, I did find a Gen 2 that I liked. This was cool. Very easy to set up. With my barely minimal exposure to Gen 2, I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to give it a C because it's still Gen 2. Fuck Gen 2. But this is good. It's, what is it called? It is this right here. Calculate Linux, because you have to calculate how much fucking time you spend compiling your shit. It's awesome though. It's based on Gen 2. Gen 2 based family of the three. You can probably use it as like a server too. I don't know. Haiku OS is on here too. It's based. It's A. It's automatically A. Back to the memes. I don't think I got it over here, but whatever. Haiku OS A. It's just imagine it. It's right there. Let's go to here. Red Star OS. You know, if you want complete control over your system, no backdoors, no spooky stuff, you should run Red Star OS. I think it deserves a B for execution. Actually, you know what? This is more calculated. I think I wasn't being fair to them. Red Star OS, yeah, still C. Parrot OS. I've had more issues with Parrot OS than anything on the planet. I'm not a fan. I'm gonna give it an E for just not being fun. And like hacking distros are kind of like cringe now. Even though I'm running a secure version, I'm running Security Labs version of Fedora on my laptop for whatever reason. I distro hop quite a bit. Red Hat, because it's a hat and it's red. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna give Red Hat wherever, you know, it's at. I'm going to give it D. I'm only giving it a D because I think that's the right thing to do. If I was wrong, you're wrong. You know, go to the comments and argue about how I'm wrong. But that's just my opinion. That's right. So, distros, I think, is what it's called. This gets an automatic S for being written in Rust. There's no other reason. The guy that's making it is super based. There's actually no other reason not to run distros. If it once it gets like more stable, I might even run it as my daily driver. That'd be super cool. Solus. Oh yeah, I already did it. Oopsies. This is what happens when you make mistakes. Void Linux, for all the doomers and the people that like Void. I think it deserves a B because it's different. You know, it's just built different. And then the last and final one. Oh wait, no. Oh, haiku.os was there. Fucking oopsies. haiku.os, you get an A. Elementary OS. I think if you're an Apple user and you've never touched Linux in your life or Grass, Elementary OS is okay. I'm gonna give it a C. I think it deserves. It's better than Gen 2. Arch Linux. I use Arch. It automatically goes here on my main desktop. If you actually don't use Arch Linux, you suck. You're probably a Gen 2 user. Slackware. I touched Slackware once and I immediately got uncomfortable and cancer all at the same time. So, for all my Slackware friends or the Slackware stands, you are with Gen 2. You're just as bad. FreeBSD, you can't live without it. GhostBSD was pretty awesome. I like Nomad too because you can run it from a flash drive. I like portability, I guess. Portable, just like me, I'm portable. GhostBSD, because I enjoyed it and it's beautiful. I'm gonna give it an A, and I believe that's all of it. Cubes based, so that's it. Yeah, Tails cubes, probably the most based. I like them. I like using them relatively a lot. I like running a lot of stuff in virtual machines personally. The worst is Gen 2. Parrot OS is right after that. Pop OS. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot Pop. Because it's Ubuntu based, but they are putting Rust. They're getting more involved in Rust. I'm gonna give it a D. Pop OS was my first distro I used on my PC when I built it, and then something fucking happened and it decided to take a shit and yeet all my files into the void. Good thing I, always keep a backup when you run anything Ubuntu or Debian based, in my opinion. Always have you should always have a backup in general, but my lord, I'm not a fan. But that's the list. If you disagree with it, you're wrong. If you agree with it, you're right. That's about it. Thanks. Argue in the comments later, or don't. Be my guest. Have a good day.